This is the first lab we're going to start with, Lab 0. It's all about setting your IDE. If you click on this PDF file, you will see the instructions for installing Visual Studio. Visual Studio is one of the softwares or one integrated development environment that you could use to code C++. The term IDE, or the integrated development environment, is a software application that programmers use for coding. An IDE allows programmers to write their programs. We call these programs that we write source code. And then it allows them to compile their programs, which means translate their program into machine language. Computer only understand machine language, which is 1 and 0s. Then to debug their program, which means fix their program errors. Then finally execute or run their program and check if their output of the program is valid or not. The steps for compilation, debugging, and execution are done only by a single click of mouse. There are many IDEs that you could use for C++. Two of them are written inside this PDF, Code Blocks, Eclipse, and there are many if you searched out the topic. The recommended IDE to use for this course are the Visual Studio products. They are free to download and they are really easy to use. For Windows, for those who have Windows operating system, you can download the Visual Studio Community. For those who have Mac operating system, they can download Visual Studio for Mac. They are available at these two URLs. Since my operating system is Windows, I'll select the first choice, which is Visual Studio Community. It's very important to select the right IDE for your operating system. I'll click on this link. It will take me to the page where I can download Visual Studio Community 2017. This is the place. It is, as you can see, free and fully featured IDE for students and open source as well. I'll click here on the free download button and I should be able to download the program. I'll just have to click on run and continue with the steps just the same way you do with any other program that you are downloading on your computer. After downloading the program, you will find it in your startup menu. Make sure that you select the desktop application, not the installer. As you do that, the program will be opening. When the program opens, the first step that we are going to do is to create a new project. A project is more like a folder that will be having more than one file. We'll go from here, File, and then select New, and then select the first option, which is Project. Once you do that, you have three options to select from. We will go for the last option, which is an empty project, as we need to start from scratch. Here we have to place a name for our project. I can write my first project, for example. And then click here OK. Make sure you know where your project has been saved. If you want to change the location, you can just click on Browse and change the location for your project. After you do that, you just click OK. After creating a project, the second step is to create a C++ file. To do that, you're going to right-click on My First Project. Make sure you right-click on My First Project or the name of the project and not the solution and then the name of the project, because you'll get different menus. Now click on My First Project, which is the name of my project. Right-click and you'll get this menu. From this menu, I'm going to select Add and then New Item. I have three options. We'll go with the first option, C++ file. We will not go into these two options for the time being. So here down we need to put a name for our C++ file. Let's just remove this name and call it my first program, for example. Again, you have to make sure that you know where is the location. The C++ files are going to be stored inside your project. Then click Add. This is the text editor where you're going to put down your code statements. We're not going to write statements in this demonstration or in this lab tutorial. We are going just to go down here inside the lab, and all the steps, by the way, are explained here inside the tab. We'll go to the last step, which is step number 6, and I'm going to just take the C++ code written for you and copy these statements from #include iostream until the last curly bracket. Copy these statements, go back here inside the text editor and Ctrl V, paste the statements. This is a program that's supposed to print welcome to C++ in the output window. The statements written here will not be explained in this demonstration, but they will be explained in the next module. Now, after you have here written your source code or your C++ statements, you need now to compile them and execute them. To do that, you will go here from the debug menu and select the option Start Without Debugging or Control and F5. If you do that, you will get here a window showing you that the result of your compilation, and then you will get another window here. This one is the output window that show you the output of your program. Welcome to C++. The steps of this tutorial are going to be repeated again and again throughout the course. Make sure that you are capable of performing them before you move to the next module.